Hi, in this video I'll talk about callback functions. Also, I will show how to implement them in the C programming language. So, let's get started. What is a callback function? Well, it's a function that is passed to another function as an argument. This other function shall then execute the callback function at some point in time. There are two types of callback functions, depending on when they are executed. If they are executed immediately or before this other function returns, the callback function is synchronous. If the callback function is executed later or after this other function returns, the callback function is asynchronous. Callback functions are commonly used in event-driven systems. So, for example, when you click a button in some application, or if you press some keys on your keyboard, a certain event will happen. This event has to be handled somehow. This is where callback functions come in, and they will handle this event. But how do we implement callback functions in C? We need a mechanism to pass the callback function to another function as an argument. This can be easily done by using function pointers. A function pointer can be used to point at a callback function and then execute it at some point in time. So, without further ado, let's get started with some examples. In this first example, let's define a calculate function that takes in two arguments, an integer and an operation. This operation is actually the callback function. This calculate function should return the result of the operation on the integer. Let me quickly implement this. The calculate function takes in an integer and an operation in the form of a function pointer. If this is the first time that you've seen function pointers, the syntax may be confusing for you, but actually it's fairly simple. In the middle we have the name of the function pointer, and it points to a function that takes in an integer argument and returns a float value. In the definition of the calculate function, we just have the operation on the integer. Now let's define some callback functions that we can pass to the function pointer. You may have already noticed that all these callback functions have the same signature as our function pointer. They all take in an integer argument and return a float value, just like here. The next step is to call the calculate function and to pass in some callback functions. So let's do that now. Here in the main function, we just called the calculate function and passed in an integer, number 5, and all of the callback functions, the square, the cube, and the square root of our integer. Then we just print it to the terminal by using the printf function. Let's compile and run this program to see if it works. Okay, we have a warning. I guess we have to include standard input-output library. Let's try to compile it again, and let's run the exe file. Okay, so the output is as we expect. We have the square, the cube, and the square root of the number 5. We can simplify this function pointer syntax by using the typedef keyword in C. So by writing this line, we defined a data type, operation type, of a function pointer that points to a function that takes in an integer value and returns a float value. Down below, we can just write the name of our new type and the name of our function pointer. Let's try to compile and run our program again. And the result is the same as before. Now let's jump into another example. Let's take a look at the qsort function that is inside the C standard library. It's interesting because we can actually pass in a callback function to this function pointer. The qsort function also accepts some other arguments. And basically what it does is it sorts the elements of an array. Base points to this array. Num is the size of the entire array, and size is the size of the individual elements in the array. The callback function that is passed in to this function pointer determines the way in which the elements are sorted. So let's take a closer look at how it works. Our callback function definitely has to have the following prototype. It has to return an integer value, and it has to accept two constant void pointers. The callback function determines the order in which the elements of the array are sorted by returning different values. So if the callback function returns a value less than 0, then the p1 value goes before the p2 value. If the return value is 0, then these two elements are equivalent. And if the return value is greater than 0, then the p1 element goes after the p2 element. So now let's actually try to use this qsort function inside an actual example. I'll keep the qsort reference at the right side, so you can take a look at it if you need to. Let's sort an integer array in the ascending order by using the qsort function. Let's start by implementing the callback function that will define this ascending order. For the implementation of our callback function, I just copied and pasted this function prototype from the reference. Then I defined two integers. These two integers get their values from these void pointers. And the way in which they get the values is that we have to cast these void pointers to integer pointers and dereference them to get the values. Here we have three comparisons and three return values. So if the element I1 is smaller than the element I2, then the element I1 goes before the element I2, so we have to return -1. If the elements are equivalent, we have to return 0. And if the element I1 is greater than the element I2, then the element I1 goes after the element I2, so we return 1. Now let's sort an actual array by using the qsort function in the main function. At the start of the main function, we created an integer array of 5 elements. Then we printed this initial array. After that, we sort the array by using the qsort function. We had to provide all the necessary arguments to the qsort function. The most important argument is, of course, the callback function, which defines the ascending order. And at the end, we just print the sorted array. Now let's see if the program works. And as expected, the initial array is now sorted. Okay, so that's all I had for callback functions. Please drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you later.